Hi everyone. My name is Hope Spithaler and I'm an International Coordinator here at Effie Worldwide. Thank you for your interest in the 2014 Global Effie Awards. This webinar will walk you through the basic information about the 2014 Global Effie competition and submitting your entry using the online entry area. First, we'll start with a review of the upcoming Global Effie entry deadlines. This year, the Global Effies offers 4 deadlines with increasing entry fees. We're now in the middle of the entry period with 2 remaining deadlines. The next deadline is Thursday, January 30th. The final deadline is Thursday, February 6th. This is a glimpse of our judging schedule and when you can expect to hear about the status of your case. Round 1 judging for Global ends mid-March, so you will receive your finalist notification by late March. Everyone receives an email notification regardless of whether or not your case is chosen as a finalist. Final round judging is held in late March. Finalists will learn if they are a winner by April. Award levels, however, are not announced until the Effie Gala on June 5th. It's important to note that not all finalists become winners, but as a finalist, you do still receive points in the Effie Effectiveness Index, which ranks advertisers, brands, and agencies worldwide. Please visit effieindex.com to learn more about the index and how points are awarded. Next, we'll move on to a tutorial about submitting your entries using the online entry system. As you may know, we have a new online entry system this year. We encourage entrants to begin their entry in the online system early. There are a number of additional questions that you'll need to fill out in order to submit your case, so it's important to give your team enough time to find answers for all of these questions. It's also good to fill out this information and share it with your team for their review. This is particularly important for the credits information, as this is how your case will be publicly recognized on Effie.org and in the Effie Index. Share with your team how everything is entered in the online system to make sure that spelling, titles, and company names are correct. To get access to the online entry area, you will need to go to our main website, Effie.org. From there, click the Complete Eligibility and Deadline Details link next to the Global Effie Awards logo in the center of the homepage. Or you can hover over the Awards Program tab at the top and select the Global Effies. This presentation is for the Global Effie competition only. If you wish to enter one of our other worldwide programs, this drop-down is where you would select the national or regional program that you seek information on, and then you would go to that partner's website for their local entry information. Once you're at the Global Effies entry detail page, be sure to review the eligibility information and deadline information. This is critical to know before you begin working on your case. Next, scroll down and click Step 1. Step 1 shares additional information such as tips for a successful entry, information on how your case will be judged, and reasons for disqualification, which is helpful to reference as you create your case. Next, click Step 2. Step 2 is where you can download entry materials, including the entry kit, entry form, advice from the jury, and case study samples. Please note that this year's entry process is a bit different. You'll now submit your case content directly into an online question field rather than uploading as a doc or PDF. We'll go through that process in detail in just a bit. Now we'll move on to Step 3. Step 3 is where you go to see some final reminders about entering the competition and to access the online entry area. Click Enter the Competition using the button at the bottom of the page, or the Online Entry Area is now open link on the right rail. You are now taken to the online entry area in a new window. In order to start a submission, you need to register or log in as an entrant. You can register by clicking the Register button on the homepage and completing the entrant registration. You only need to register once, regardless of the number of entries you're submitting. Now we're on to the registration page. Since this is a new online system, even if you've entered into a past competition such as the 2013 Global Effies or the 2014 North American Effies, you will still need to register on this new site. Also, please note that this login is not the same as your login on Effie.org. It's unique to this online entry system. Once you register, you will receive a confirmation email containing your login credentials. Please save this for your records. Once you're logged in, click the Create an Entry button on the bottom of the screen or the Create an Entry tab at the top. This takes you to part 1 of the entry form, which focuses on entry details. In order to officially start an entry and to have the ability to save the entry information, you'll need to fill in an answer for each question on this first page, then click Save at the bottom of the screen. You can submit temporary filler information if needed, since you'll have the ability to edit your entry up until the time you click Submit at the end. Note that what you enter here for entry title is exactly how your case will be publicly recognized and is what the judges will see for your case. Scrolling down on the entry details page, fill in the information for each question. For the dates your effort ran, it's for the full span of the effort, not just the part being talked about in this case. If your case is ongoing, no need to select an end date, just select ongoing. Please note that some of the questions on the first page are for data collection purposes only and are not seen by judges. Any questions not seen by judges will be noted in the question header as shown here. Scrolling down further, we start to see the basic entry questions. That is, where you start to tell your story. There are a few important things to note about the new online entry system here. You can insert charts and graphs directly into these questions. To upload a chart or graph, you must first save it as an image file. Acceptable image files include JPEG, PNG, .tif, and .gif. Then you can upload the image using the Upload Image button shown here. As a note, some browsers allow you to use a basic copy and paste function, so you're welcome to use that instead if your browser allows. Otherwise, use the Upload Image button. Remember that charts and graphs are the only images you can use here. Other images, such as logos or creative work, are not permitted in the entry form. Also, most question fields now have a word limit. Check the word limit at the bottom of each question to see the allowance. Keep this in mind as you craft your entry. When you've added an answer for each question on this page, click Save Credits at the bottom to move on to the next section. Remember that the system requires an answer to each question in order to move on, so you can submit temporary filler text for now, but please remember to go back and add the official answer before submitting. Next, you're taken to part 2 of the entry form, which has questions on the marketing, channels, and components. Again, you will answer each question, adding temporary filler answers where needed, and click Save Credits at the bottom. You can modify your answers later. Now we move on to part 3 of the entry form. Part 3 focuses on media-related questions. Select an answer for each question, and then click Save Credits. Next, you're on to the results section, part 4. Again, here you will fill out questions and then select Save Credits at the end. This moves you on to part 5, the Credits and Effie Index Information section. Please be sure to read all of the information on this page regarding the importance of credit information. Scrolling down, here you will enter in information for both company and individual credits. It's very important to check with your corporate or PR office to make sure you credit each company correctly to make sure that it receives proper points in the Effie Effectiveness Index. If your office was listed in the index last year, you can also check out effieindex.com and see how your company was credited last year in the agency office rankings. If you have any questions about the index, you can contact Jill Whalen, and her information is available right here as well as on the last slide. The lead agency main contact is who we will reach out to for any questions about this entry. They will receive the finalist and winner notifications. If you are an advertiser submitting in-house work that had no lead agency involved, you can enter the information as both the lead agency and the client. Please note that you are not required to credit all 6 companies, but we do encourage you to credit all companies who contributed to the case. Scrolling down to the individual credit section, you can submit up to 10 individual credits, only 1 individual per line. You are not required to include an email address, but by doing so, it does help us reach out to them if we would like to invite them to be a judge or to participate on any special advisory groups. Make sure the company drop-down notes the proper company to attribute this person to. We encourage printing this page and sharing it with your entire team. Make sure the companies are spelled correctly, that the individuals are listed, and that the titles and spelling is correct. Click Save Credits at the bottom. Once you click Save Credits, you're now on Part 6, the Permissions page. We understand that entrants may be submitting confidential information, so you can choose the publication permission settings of your choice for this case. You can select Yes, publish the case as is, Yes, publish an edited version, or No, do not ever publish. If you select Publish an edited version, we'll get in touch with you to allow you to edit that case should you become a finalist or a winner. Creative materials become the property of Effie worldwide and may be published if you become a finalist or a winner. There are no results allowed in the creative reel, and the focus of the creative reel should be on the actual work that ran in the marketplace. Here you're given the option to purchase an insight guide for your case, which will give you direct feedback from the judges who viewed your case. All feedback is anonymous. The report is $250 per entry and is only available for purchase at the time of entry. Once this page is filled out, click Save Credits. You are now taken to the Media Upload page. Your media uploads for judging include the 4-minute creative reel and 1 to 2 still images. In the creative reel, make sure you follow all of the rules, including no agency names or logos, no competitor work or logos, and no results, among other guidelines. The guidelines are outlined in detail in the entry kit. If there are any pieces of work that you show in the video that you feel a judge would benefit from seeing as a still image, this is where you would upload that image. Examples would be of a magazine ad with small print or something with a lot of detail that you want judges to be able to spend more time looking at. For all of these files for judging, be sure you do not include any agency names in the file name or in the caption names when you upload them here. Scrolling down here to the files for publicity, we ask for team photos and agency logos of the lead agency and client. If there are 2 lead agencies or clients, please upload a logo for all. Team photos can be a joint picture of both teams or separate photos for each. If you don't have a team photo available at the time of your entry, you can upload a filler image. Please make a note to yourself that if you are a finalist, you will need to supply a team photo upon receiving your finalist notification. More information on this can be found in the entry kit. The case image should be a high-resolution image that best represents the essence of your case. This image will be used in any publicity for your case and will be printed in the Effie Winners Journal if your case is a winner. Once you've uploaded all of your files, click Proceed at the bottom. Next, you're taken to the Pending Entries tab, where you'll have the option to submit your entry. If you have filled out each section, parts 1 through 6, and have uploaded all of the required media files, you will see an open checkbox to the right of the entry as shown here. Remember to go back and read through all of your entry once more before submitting. Check for spelling errors, grammar, and any questions where you may have used temporary filler information. When you are ready to submit your entry, select the checkbox next to the entry you wish to submit and then click Finalize Entries. This will take you to the payment options. First, fill out the basic payment details, then click Proceed to Payment at the bottom. Here, you can select the payment method of your choice, bank transfer, check, or credit, and then click Proceed. We'll walk through the payment process for each of the options. If you opt to pay by check, you will be taken to a page with information on the mailing address for the check. Once you click Submit, you agree to submit the payment by the entry deadline. If you opt to pay by bank transfer, you'll be taken to a page with information on the bank account information needed for the bank transfer. Once you click Submit, you agree to submit the payment by the entry deadline. If you opt to pay by credit card, you will be taken to a page to pay now via credit card. Once you click Submit, the payment will be processed. After you click Submit on the payment option page, you will be taken to this page, which states that your entry is now complete. If you choose to pay via bank transfer or check, remember to submit the payment by the entry deadline. Once you're taken to this page, you will also receive an email with 2 attachments. one PDF of your entry, and one PDF of your payment invoice. Please save these PDFs for your records. If you're paying by check, please attach a copy of both PDFs along with your payment. Also, if you're paying by check or bank transfer, you must write the entry ID number on the check or as a reference code for the bank transfer. The entry ID number is found in the upper left-hand corner of your entry PDF. As a note, your entry is not considered complete until its payment is received. It's fine if your check doesn't arrive exactly at the deadline, as we understand for some companies it may take a few weeks to process a check. Feel free to wait until you definitely know which deadline you're submitting to, and that way you'll be able to send one check if you're covering multiple entries. If you know that your check will be a bit late, you can feel free to shoot me an email to let me know, and we can make a note of this for our records. My contact information will be available on the last slide. Here's an example of the invoice that you'll receive as an email once you've submitted the entry. And here's an example of page 1 of your case PDF that you will also receive via email. Again, please save both of the PDFs on file for your records. And at the top of the page here to the left, you'll see the entry ID as shown. Remember that if you're paying by bank transfer or by check, that you must write the entry ID number on the check or as the reference code for the bank transfer. Now you're all set and your entry is complete. If you'd like to submit additional entries, you can click the Create an Entry tab at the top of the online system. Otherwise, you can log out. Now that you're ready to submit your case into the 2014 Global Effies, we'll wrap up with a few quick final thoughts. A great way to learn how to craft a solid entry is to review past winners. Two cases we recommend are the 2012 Silver winner, Febreze Ambipure's Breathe Happy, or the 2011 Gold winner, Snickers You're Not You When You're Hungry. You can click the links here or go to the Global Effies website to get a link to the sample cases. Also, remember to review all of the entry materials, including the entry kit and advice from the judges. Lastly, if you have any questions about your entry, you can reach out to our team. Our contact information is listed here, and it's also available on the Global Effie website. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to review this webinar. We wish you the best of luck on your entry, and again, please feel free to reach out with any questions.